Hey, welcome in everybody. Welcome to our informational webinar about the Pathfinders Online Institute. Feel free to let us know in the chat. Where are you coming in from? This is open to US-based educators from all over the country and US territories. So hopefully it's not too early or too late where you are. But let us know in the chat. Where are you coming in from? We are coming to you from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Watts is in Georgia. Francine is in North Carolina, as is Catherine. Welcome in. And Jordan, you're not with us here in the studio today, but where in the world are you right now?
I am in Philadelphia,
Philadelphia,
city of
representing
brotherly love.
Pennsylvania. There you go. My family thinks that I live in Philadelphia. I've been here for 14 years.
Sure.
Yeah. That's great. Welcome in, everybody. I'm so glad that you all are able to join us today. We're also recording this webinar just in case there's anybody who couldn't make it live but wants this information. Welcome in. We're going to be talking a little bit about the Pathfinders Online Institute, talking a little bit about the process overall, how to register, and giving you a preview of the 5 different courses that we are teaching and co-teaching with some partners this summer. So I'm really glad that you all are here joining us live. As we go throughout the day, we're going to keep everybody muted. You can decide whether or not you want your video on. That's up to you. But we'll be using the chat a lot today as well. We'll be putting different links in the chat for you. If you're watching this recording on YouTube, we'll put all of these links in the YouTube description as well. But as we go today, since you are here live, feel free to ask any questions that you might have or make any observations that you might have in that chat. You'll never interrupt me. I'm only halfway paying attention to the chat, but I've got a whole team around me here today, and they're paying very close attention to the chat. So don't feel like you're going to interrupt. Ask away. But I want to introduce you to our team that we have here in the studio. I'll start with myself. Hello, everyone. My name is Kelsey Derringer, and I'm one of the co-founders here at CodeJoy. And I have the pleasure of teaching 2 of our summer courses this summer. I am teaching I Heart Robots, which is soul-centered project-based learning with the Hummingbird. And I'm also teaching Farm Beats for students, which is some precision agriculture with the Microbit. And I'm going to invite Amanda Jean Strode up on screen with me as well. Hey, Amanda Jean.
Hi, everybody. My name is Amanda Jean, and this summer I'm teaching 2 courses as well. I'm doing our Coding Carnival course, which is a microbit-based course, as well as Coding for Good, which is a forward education Coding for Good kit-based course. So yeah, excited to share more as we go along.
I like your bumblebee earrings today.
Oh, thanks. You know, I like to dress on theme.
Very springy today. We're also joined virtually by Dr. Jordan Morozak. Jordan, would you like to introduce yourself, who you are at CodeJoy, and what you're teaching this summer?
Of course, it's a pleasure to be with you all. Jordan Morozak. I am teaching the Playful AI course this summer, given my role as the lead AI learning designer here at CodeJoy. It's a pleasure to get a chance to think about how we might design AI learning in a more playful, curious, forward way, leaning into this space at the moment.
Awesome. Thanks for being here today, Jordan. Glad you're with us. So we are also joined by my co-founder of CodeJoy from the tech booth today, Matt Chilbert. Matt, do you want to say hello?
Sure. Hi, everyone. How's it going? I'm in the tech booth, just sort of monitoring lights, camera, and sound. I'll also be monitoring the chat. So hopefully we'll have some nice conversations there.
Absolutely. So we thought we'd tell you a little bit about the Pathfinders Online Institute and who puts that on and a little bit of our history with this just to kind of kick things off. So I'm going to put some social media handles and hashtags up here so that if you've got questions, if you've got other things you might want to learn about it, you can ask those questions online. You can tag us. You can also tag the Infosys Foundation USA because they are the funders for the Pathfinders Online Institute. Now, this program has been going on for a number of years. Pre-pandemic, this used to be held in person on a university campus, which was a really cool opportunity. They'd bring teachers from all over the country together for a whole week to do some really intentional learning together. But during the pandemic, first of all, they had to go online because that's what you had to do in 2020. But they also saw that they could reach a lot more teachers by just teaching online, which totally makes sense because when you don't have to buy flights and hotels and get childcare and somebody to watch your dog and all that jazz, well, things get a lot more accessible. And so the Pathfinders Online Institute, with that name, online, now happens every summer online. And this summer, there are 26 different professional development courses being offered. We are offering 5 different courses along with some partners. Some of those courses include hardware, some do not. All of our courses this summer do include some free hardware. So if you are a US-based teacher in a public school, a public charter school, or a public library, you qualify to receive all of this training for free and all of the hardware for free for one course. Now, if you don't qualify, if you don't fit into those categories, that's okay too. You can still participate. That it's just a paid opportunity then for $750. So anybody, anywhere in the world can participate, but one course is free for those teachers that I mentioned. Now, as we're going today, if you have any questions or things that you want to chat with us about beyond this webinar, you can always email those to us, hello@codejoy.org. So the way we are going to structure all of our courses this summer is that we are offering 40 hours of live online learning. Each course is going to have 3 separate live sessions that we call the core sessions. So there will be a session A, a session B, and a session C for each of our courses. And each of those is going to be 3 hours long. And those are your required courses. You got to come to those. But luckily, we are scheduling those flexibly. So you could join session A on a Tuesday morning, or a Wednesday evening, or a Thursday afternoon, or sometimes even a Saturday. Once you've been enrolled in that course, you can see all the different times we're offering those different sessions. So you can choose the time to learn that works best for you and your schedule. So there will be a 3-hour session A, a B, and a C. And then we're also offering Friday playgrounds, we're calling them. And these Friday playgrounds are open to all the different courses, and we're going to be exploring careers. We're going to be exploring some hands-on projects. We're going to be talking to some teachers who participated in previous summers and have implemented things in their classrooms. So those Friday playgrounds are going to be super fun. They're almost every Friday throughout the summer, and you can catch those live or you can catch the recording. And then they'll be structured. They're also 3 hours long. The first hour and a half is like content and presentations, and then the second hour and a half is office hours. So throughout the whole summer, there will be plenty of opportunities. If you need some help or assistance outside of your normal course time, there will be opportunities for that. Now, speaking of the courses here, we are offering those 5 different courses as we mentioned. So the core content of these is each being offered at a slightly different time because we're teaching all of them from right here in our Studio A and Studio B here at CodeJoy. So I Heart Robots and Coding Carnival, both of those are going to be happening in June. And then Farm Beats, Coding for Good, and Playful AI, those are all going to be happening in July. And you can learn about all of those courses at this website right here. And I'll show you what that website looks like right here. So by the time you get to this website, if you're watching this recording, we will instead have the recording of this webinar posted right here. But you can check out all 5 of those different courses down here. Next, what we're going to do is we're going to give you an overview of each one of these courses. We're going to tell you what it's called, what we're going to be teaching, who the partnerships are that we're going to be working alongside, what hardware you're going to receive, and show you a project that's going to be featured in each one of these courses. So to start us off, I'm going to invite Amanda Jean Strode up here to talk about Coding Carnival. Switch out?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Good. Hey there, everybody. It's good to see you again. So this summer, I am teaching a great course called Coding Carnival, Projects and Games for Microbit Makers. And this course will center on the microbit as a tool, but have a couple other cool things to add to it. We're doing this course in partnership with our friends at the Microbit Educational Foundation, and our hardware partners are Love Freaks. So why don't we take a look and see what's the stuff that you get in this course, all right? You're going to be getting, if you sign up for this course, a bunch of great hardware. Of course, you're going to get microbits. You'll need 2, as well as some extra hardware, including ring bits. Ring bits are really cool. They're a breakout board for your microbit. They add batteries on the back, and they have ports so that you can plug things in like microservos and neopixels. So we'll be building different fun projects around these different materials. So why don't we take a look at one of the projects that you're going to build? It's over here.
Hit Control / there you go.
I
Great.
gotcha. All right, so this project that you see over here is really cool. It's called the Pepper's Ghost Illusion. So you see that there's a microbit LED ghost floating around on the screen around our like spooky pumpkins. Now this project is actually really not that complicated to make some really impactful movie magic. If we zoom out a little bit, you'll see we've got the microbit inside of our little contraption here. Right, there it is, and sitting on its ring bit, and the glass screen that's sitting in front of it allows us to see what's happening on the microbit through our camera lens. In this case, this is just a phone lens, just like you'd have at home or even in your classroom. Pretty cool, right? All right, so along with those things that you get and some projects that we'll do together, this course is perfect for anyone who's interested in bringing microbit into their classroom. If you're an absolute beginner, this is the right place for you, but it's also a great place for those of you who've used microbit a lot and you're thinking like, what's the next thing I could do with this? Or how could I expand on what the microbit can do by itself with some really simple and even cheap materials? So knowing all of those things, I think it's time that we look at our next course. So I'm going to hand things back over to Kelsey, who's going to tell you about I Heart Robots as our next course.
Great. Thank you.
Got it.
All right, so for all of you microbit maker fans out there, that course is going to be really fun. We're going to do some really cool projects and games. But the next course we're going to talk about is called I Heart Robots. So I am so excited to teach this course. This is soul-centered project-based learning with the Hummingbird. So in terms of the hardware that you will receive a Hummingbird robotics kit. So if you haven't used this kit before, it's pretty great. It includes a microbit as sort of the brains of the operation and this breakout board or extension board, kind of like that ring bit. But then this kit includes not just motors, but 2 full-size position servo motors, 2 rotation servo motors, 3 single color LEDs, 2 tricolor LEDs, and then over here we've got a dial sensor, a distance sensor, a sound sensor, and a light sensor, and all of that stuff really easily plugs into that board there. So this kind of just looks like a bunch of wires. So like, what do you do with it? Let me show you a project that I am really excited to do together this summer. We call this the Robot Memory Project. Check it out. All right. So this is a memory from my actual life. This is the memory of when my mom and I, when I was in high school, found my cat, Figaro. Little itty bitty kitten, teeny tiny little thing hiding under a street light behind a bush. We heard the sound of something going, rah, rah. We thought it was a bird. And instead we walked outside. I had a towel and an old slice of bologna from the fridge trying to lure it out. Turns out she was much too young to even eat food like that. But we found this little kitten here. And so this project, this robot memory project, is really designed to help people connect together. We're asking questions like, what if you could use a robot to make a friend? Or what if you could use a robot to make a connection? So we're going to be building projects like this that tell stories and help people connect with each other. And that is all part of the I Heart Robots course. Next up, our third course that we're going to introduce to you today is one called Playful AI, bringing curiosity, creativity, and care to classroom AI projects. And to talk to you about that, I'm going to invite on our instructor for that course, Jordan Morozak.
Hi, everyone. So this is another opportunity to share a bit more about the class. And something that I really want to bring attention to is this element of curiosity, creativity, and care. As we think about kind of what this looks like for us, Playful AI is this invitation to step into that space precisely, right? It's a course designed for us as educators who are curious, maybe a little bit unsure, as I think we probably all are right now, about AI literacy and AI integration. But those that are ready to explore without needing to have it all figured out, right? And so hopefully we can all lean in that together and be in an explorative mode. So together, hopefully we shift away the focus from this idea of getting it right and more towards tinkering, experimenting, and generally just seeing what happens. Hopefully, as we design this, the result for us is really aimed at being a learning experience that feels very much alive and very distinctly one that you can bring back to your students right away. So inside the course, we'll work through hands-on project-based experiences using tools like Google Teachable Machine. And of course, as one might suspect, we'll lean into those 2 microbits that you're going to get as part of the course as well. So you might find yourself training a model that we're going to look at in Google Teachable Machine here very shortly, turning everyday classroom moments into data and exploring what data means for artificial intelligence, or just building small interactive systems that respond, adapt, and surprise you. Something that I'm tinkering with right now is, and I'm pretty sure we can get this off the ground, I feel confident, is building out a turntable that actually triggers some samples using the thing. So these very much are creative implementations of projects that are leaning away from this question of efficiency and efficacy around things like large language models, and instead really trying to center these moments of joy for us and for our students inside the classroom space. And so with that, I want to send it back over to Kelsey, who's going to give us a little bit of a preview of what this might look like for us.
Absolutely. So the hardware that you'll receive as part of the AI course is also microbit based, but we're giving you these microbit plus charge kits. These are awesome little wearables that we're partnering with Forward Education to bring. So with these nice Velcro straps here, this is really useful because some of the projects that we're going to be creating are using a tool called Microbit Create AI, where you can train your own model to recognize different gestures, right? It's going to be super fun. We've been teaching Create AI for a year or so now, and teachers have been having a lot of fun with it. But when I talk about training your own model, one of the more famous examples of students being able to do that is using a tool called Google Teachable Machine. And I want to show you an example of what that project looks like. And to do that, I'm actually going to bring my laptop out here because I've already trained the model. Okay, so got my laptop, check. I am now going to share my screen from my laptop so that you can see what I've already created here. Let that share. There we go. Okay, so now you're seeing me through the good camera and my webcam. So I've created an image recognition model here, and you can see over here on the left-hand side where I have trained 3 different categories of things. I set up the category of living things, non-living things, and null, which is none of the above, all right? So when I stand in front of my webcam, it classifies me as a living thing. Great. Let me try a couple other things. How about when I'm not standing in front of it, it says null. When I hold up these flowers, hey, that's a living thing. What about when I hold up this kazoo here? Yeah, that's a non-living thing. That's not alive. How about a microbit, trying to trick it? We put a face on it. Nope, that's not alive either. It recognizes that. How about another living thing? Amanda Jean, let's see if you're a living thing. You are. Great. We've got one more living thing here. Our office turtle, Dina. He's pretty mad that we have taken him out of his enclosure. He's not a willing participant in any of this. Sorry, Dina, we'll put you back home. Let's try to trick it one more time. I have here a rubber duck. Ah, that is also a non-living thing. So as you can see in a project like that, as we're approaching AI in that course and really throughout our courses, we're really trying to think of what is the fun thing that you can do with AI. Not just how do we use it for efficiency, like Jordan said, but how do we play with it, All right, next up, we're going to have Amanda Jean come over, and she's going to talk about another course that she's doing called Coding for Good. I'll take this with me.
All righty. Hello again, everybody. So I have another course I'm teaching this summer for our friends at Forward Education. It's particularly interesting because you're going to get access to something brand new. So the Coding for Good course is all about real-world CS and AI projects for every classroom. And of course, it's us, Forward, and Infosys Foundation USA. Now, in this course, you're going to get access to a brand new kit that they've produced. I think many of you might be familiar with the Climate Action Kit, but this brand new Coding for Good kit has got a lot of the same hardware you've seen before, plus some extra new things. They're going to have new sensors in this kit, including temperature, infrared, and one more that I forgot off the top of my head, but we'll let you know when it's time, I guess.
It'll be a good one, though.
It's very good. I have some other extra things in there too. Along with the kits, right, you're also going to get access to a brand new program platform called MicroChat, which is an AI assistant for the microbit. Honestly, really cool. Very excited to play with all of these things. Now, to get an idea of what this kit looks like in action, I have a project here for you that showcases what it's going to look like. Right? All right, there we go. So this is the bee pollinator project from Forward Education. You can find information about it on their learning platform, which you'll get access to. It has over 65 different lessons and projects for you to play with. And in this project, you've got a microbit attached to a touch sensor to simulate or model what it's like when pollinators visit our springtime plants, right? Pretty cute. All right, now this kit is great and modular in that you can build all sorts of things. This bee pollinator example is just one of the many things that we're going to be able to do with that kit, as well as come up with some creative ideas about what you can do with the kit beyond the coding platforms that they offer at Forward Education as well. Right, so knowing all that information, we still have one more course, I believe, to share with all of you. So I'm going to trade off with Kelsey one more time for our last course that we're offering here at CodeJoy. Right.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, that's 4 out of 5 courses. Can you believe all this learning? It's going to be a lot. I'm very excited about it. We've never done more than 3 courses with Pathfinders before, so luckily we just have an awesome team and really great partners to work with here. Okay, so our final course, very excited about this one, is called Farm Beats for Students, Classroom Ag with the Microbit. So we're partnering with the National FFA, like Future Farmers of America, Pittsco Education, who's the hardware providers, and Microsoft. This curriculum was written by Microsoft along with the FFA, really as the goal being to bring some precision agriculture to ag teachers. So especially folks that like haven't traditionally done a lot with technology. We've worked with a couple hundred ag teachers across the country at this point and serving folks through this Farm Beats for Students connection here. And we've been really excited about how these ag teachers have received this, especially because they're using a microbit-based kit. It's really accessible and easy for educators. So let me show you what you're going to get in that kit. In the Farm Beats for Students kit, comes in a fancy little box like this. A microbit, obviously. We can't stop with the microbits. So you get a microbit. It also will come with a soil moisture sensor, which you're going to see in action in just a moment here, along with the alligator clips that you will need to attach that soil moisture sensor to the microbit. Plus, it's also going to come with a motor extension kit. Now, this right here is a ring bit. The motor extension kit that you'll be able to add to your microbit is so new that we don't have one yet. You will be some of the first educators in the country to be able to use this motor extension kit. But why do we need that motor extension kit? Well, we're going to be able to attach on micro servos, like this little position servo here, and also pumps. So this is a little water pump that when you add a tube to it, will actually pump water out of like a glass of water so that we can make automated watering systems. Now we can use both the motor and the pump to do that. And we're going to talk about how you can use this Farm Beats for Students kit to do accessible, classroom appropriate, classroom ready precision agriculture with the microbit. So let me show you an example of one of the systems we'll teach you how to create. So here I have a plant. There we go. And this plant I'm not going to turn it on quite yet, but this plant has a soil moisture sensor right there. So that soil moisture sensor via these wires here is hooked up to my microbit, as is this little motor right here. So when I put my soil moisture sensor down in the soil, and when I turn this motor on, it's going to check to see how wet or dry the soil is. And if the soil is dry, it will tip this straw over. The straw will collect a little bit of water from down in there, and it'll give the plant a few drops of water, and it'll do that over and over again until the plant is watered. So here, let me turn it on. All right, it's reading the soil moisture level, and it says, oh, yep, that's too dry. Oh, and I got to realign it. There we go. Get in the plant there, buddy. Yeah, there we go. All right. So a couple drops of water at a time until this plant is sufficiently watered, and then it will stop watering it. So here, let me bury the soil moisture sensor down in that soil a little bit more so it can reach the water. There you go. Now it is sufficiently watered. It's not watering it anymore. But if I were to decrease that soil moisture level again, like taking it out, now it automatically does it. So if you are tired of killing your classroom plants, have we got a course for you? All right, I'll set that back over off to the side there. I have really enjoyed teaching that Farm Beats curriculum to teachers across the country. It's been wonderful to partner with the FFA, Pittsco, and Microsoft on that, and I'm really excited to bring that to you guys. So as you're thinking about all 5 of these different courses, I want to encourage you, send you with an encouragement here. Maybe there are certain courses that you're excited about and that you're like, yes, yes, that's so totally me. Great. I want to encourage you to register for that course and get a friend at your school to register for that course. Because if you both sign up, you got 2 kits now. If you get 12 people at your school to sign up, you now have a full classroom set of whatever that thing is that you've got. Or another way to think about it is, hey, maybe playful AI is exactly what you need right now. You're looking for ways to bring AI into the classroom that isn't just an LLM, that's a little something different. But maybe you have an ag teacher at your school and you could recommend Farm Beats for them. Or maybe you've got an ELA teacher that you really want to collaborate with. Maybe you bring in iHeart Robots for them and we can do some personal essay writing along with our robotics projects. So I want to encourage you guys to not just think about your classroom, which I know you guys are always thinking about your classroom ecosystem, but which of these courses might you be able to share with others at your school as well? We'd love to help you out with that. So, all right, you've got one in mind. You're stoked, you're excited, you're like, yes, I'm all in on Coding Carnival, great. Now what? And to answer that, I'll bring back out Amanda Jean.
All right, thanks, Kelsey. All right, so let's tell all of you how you can register for this course, right? I'm going to bring you all to our website where you're going to be able to see a link that we've already posted in the chat a couple times, but we'll throw it in there once more. This is our portal to get to any of the courses that you're interested in. Now, just a reminder that if you are a US-based teacher in a public school, a public charter school, or a library, then you're eligible for this course. However, if you are not one of those eligible people, you could still take the course, but you would pay for your course. It is $750 per course that you decide to do. Also, if you want to do one and get funded and you want to do a second one, you could always pay for your second course too. Lots of options available to you. From here, if I scroll down to look at any of these courses, they'll all present to you the specific information you're looking for, but they all have a few commonalities. All right, so in here at the top, you'll find information about what that course is giving you, including the hardware and when the course is happening during the summer. But if we scroll down, there's info about the registration process, which has 3 steps. All right, if you are an eligible educator, then you are going to be filling out our Google form, which is our registration form. You'll also be signing up for a free account on Pathfinders Online Institute and sending us an image of your welcome page, as well as filling out a scholarship letter for your school, right? To give you a better idea of what those look like, our Google form is pretty straightforward. It's going to ask for all kinds of information. Most importantly, your address, so we can send you your kit for free, right? Along with that, you'll be logging into Pathfinders Online Institute, right? This is a free platform where you sign up for this course. And what's even better is once you've logged in and signed up, there's a bunch of other great resources to look forward to in here, including asynchronous courses and other information that you might find helpful and useful to go along with as well. Last but not least, you need to have a letter signed by your administrators saying that you're planning on, maybe teaching some of this stuff in the next year or so, all right? With all three of those things, then you'll have everything that you need to be registered for the course of your choice for Pathfinders Summer Institute, right? So knowing those things, if you have any questions, then we're happy to answer them. I'm going to invite Kelsey back to join me.
Absolutely. And I'll stand on this side.
I got
Yeah,
you.
there we go. Okay, great.
It looks like we already have at least one question we should answer again. Somebody in the chat, let me scroll everything.
Yeah.
Let's see.
They wondered if you can only do one course. So the Infosys Foundation USA. Oh, and we should bring Jordan on too.
Oh yeah, let's spotlight Jordan too.
Come here, Jordan. Get on here. Get over here. There we go. Hey, man. How you doing? So can you only do one course? Now you can do as many courses as you want. However, the Infosys Foundation USA is only sponsoring public educators for one course. So you can only do one course for free if you fit into those categories. But if you want to do additional courses, you can do that, and you can either pay for it yourself or ask your school to pay for it. $750 for a 40-hour live session where you also get free hardware that goes along with it. That's actually not bad.
Yeah.
So you can certainly sign up for more than one course. And if you, we've also talked to teachers who have gotten that like second course, or if they didn't qualify, like, they work at a private school or something, they've worked with like Donors Choose to get that funded. So you could also like set up a Donors Choose. And if you want some advice on that, maybe that's something we can add to the Pathfinders. Like,
yeah,
there's like a FAQ at the bottom.
Yeah.
We can add our advice about that.
We definitely will. We've had a lot of teachers really successfully use Donors Choose or other funding methods to get things funded so that you don't have to take money out of your pocket if you wanted to do a second course, or if you wanted to join and you were from a private school or something like that. So along with that, I'll just make note too that we'll throw our email in the chat, hello@codejoy.org. And that's a great way to like ask us questions. If you're not sure about something, or you need more information, or maybe you need a little help with like Donors Choose or something, that'd be a great place to get in contact with us to get more help.
Catherine says, I just finished my registration for iHeart Robots earlier this week, and I'm even more excited for it this summer after this. Yes, we did it. We've got teachers hyped. Yes. Hype, hype, hype. I love it. So if anybody has any questions about any of those courses, if you have questions about eligibility or registration processes, registration requirements, or if you've already registered, I know we have slightly over 200 people registered so far. If you happen to be one of those folks and you're like, great, I'm in, and to sign up for your individual sessions, we have a system called CodeJoy Hub so that you can pick the times to learn that work for you. If you have questions about CodeJoy Hub, feel free to drop those in the chat. But that was all the information that we wanted to cover today. I'm so grateful that you guys could spend the time to come with us. Hopefully we gave you lots of good information about each of those courses, a sense for what you're going to learn, and also with whom you will be learning. We have an amazing team here at CodeJoy. I'm so excited to have Amanda Jean back on screen this summer and Jordan back with us teaching as well. So I'm really excited for all of you guys to get to learn with all of us today. So if you have any questions, feel free to stick around, pop those in the chat. If there are great questions that happened after you left, well, they'll be in the recording. Otherwise, if you don't have any questions, thanks for your time today, everybody. Have a great rest of your teaching day. Have a good spring break if that's coming up for you. Thanks, everybody. We'll hang out here in case there are more questions. Thanks, Catherine. Thank you, Joan. Great to be with you today. Thanks, Francine. And feel free to type out any questions that you might have in the chat there. We have everybody muted here on Zoom, so if you have any questions, just type those out. We got you covered. Sweet. Francine says, after registration, when or how will you receive information about the classes? So once we've gone through and checked all of your registration requirements, and our Director of Operations, Susan Willems, does that twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, she does other parts of her job, but Tuesdays and Thursdays, she goes through all those registration requirements. Once we've checked that you have everything and that it all looks good, then we will enroll you in that course through CodeJoy Hub, which is our system. And that's when you'll be able to see the particular times for like your session A, session B, and session C. And then through CodeJoy Hub, you'll also be able to choose which time. So like, all right, do you want to do your session A on Tuesday morning? Nope. You got to take little Timmy to swim practice on Tuesday mornings. So how about Wednesday afternoons? Nope, can't do that. Little Jimmy has soccer practice. Then, okay, how about Thursday evenings? No, I've got my racquetball club. Well, how about Saturdays? Yeah. So you'll be able to choose which times work for you through Hub. You'll get that via an email once we've enrolled you in that course. We gotcha.
Yep.
Let's see. Joan was wondering, I had a class, so I couldn't join until late. Could you tell me what's included with that bird brain course? Yeah.
Let me go grab you some stuff, Kelsey.
Perfect. Thank you. So I'm going to make myself full screen here again so you can see. So in that bird brain course, we've got this great kit that is called the Hummingbird Robotics Kit. And Francine says, I just have to be patient. Yeah. If you finished your registration, or if you feel like you have and you haven't heard by the end of the day on Thursday, then you can bug us. How's that? All right, so what's included in that bird brain course? So this is all part of the I Heart Robots course, which is, I put it away. Here it is. This one, I Heart Robots, soul-centered project-based learning with the Hummingbird. And the Hummingbird Kit, especially Joan, I know you were part of our Tech in the Wild initiative. I think you're going to like all the stuff that comes in this. So it comes with a microbit, which is the brains of the operation, the microcontroller. It also comes with the Hummingbird extension board. So the board itself, just to give you a closer look at that, this is a really easy to attach thing that goes with the microbit. You just sort of snap the microbit in like that. And now you have all of these places around the outside to plug in stuff. And it comes with all that stuff so that you don't have to like source it independently. So it comes with 3 single color LEDs, 2 tricolor LEDs, that's color changing LEDs, 2 position servos, those are the ones that go from like 0 to 180 degrees, they're great for mechanisms. It comes with 2 rotation servos, those spin around and around and are great for like wheels, and also it comes with wheels, so you can make little like cars and stuff like that. It comes with some extension cords, the cord that you need to plug things in. And then these over here are some additional sensors. So here we have a dial sensor, so you can turn a dial. This one is a distance sensor. So you could have, when you get close to the cardboard puppy, its little cardboard tail can wag, senses distance. This one is a sound sensor. So I remember this project that Matt made years ago that was a sailboat on a little ocean. And when you blew into the sound sensor, the sailboat would rock back and forth because it was sensing sound. It was a very sweet little project. Oh, he also made a hula dancer. And when you played the ukulele, the hula dancer dance, it was really fun. And then it also comes with a light sensor. And what I like about these sensors is like, the microbit has a light sensor and a sound sensor, but if you want to use the light sensor, you've got to like put the microbit like on top of whatever your project is, and that can be kind of tough. With these sensors, they're on a cord here, so you can plug it in, build this part into your project, and then mount the sensor on the top of the head or on the wing or on the whatever it is, so that this is a little bit more accessible. One of my favorite projects that I've heard of teachers doing with a light sensor is they called it the Night at the Museum. And so the students, as part of social studies class, they built like the artifacts, right? The Sphinx, the pyramid, Teddy Roosevelt on a horse, or, whatever. They built those things, and then they put a light sensor on the front of it, and they turned all the lights out in the gym. And this was an event that they brought their parents to, and the projects would only activate when you shined a flashlight at them. How cool is that, right? It's all about connection, human presence. Projects like that, that's what we're going to be talking about during this course. So the course includes this whole kit here, which this kit is, I believe, like $275 as a value. So if you were to pay for the course, that's a kit that you don't have to buy. It comes with the course there. So that's what comes with that one. Thanks for asking that, Joan. Hey, thank you for attending today, Francine. I hope you have a great day too. All right, I'll invite Amanda Jean back up and I'll come spotlight Jordan again. But any other questions that you guys have about the courses? Feel free to ask us in the chat. All right.
All right, I know Kimberly just joined, so I wanted to make sure. Any questions that you may have, Kimberly, we're here for you.
Absolutely. Welcome in, Kimberly. We had just gone over our 5 different courses that we are teaching this summer, which you can see here. They're all listed. And you can check them out on this website here, which I'll have Matt put that website back in the chat. We went over different projects that are part of each of the courses. And so after this is done today, we'll let that recording render or do whatever recordings do, and then we'll put it on YouTube. So you can check out all those different projects, some of the featured projects from those different sessions. So if you just joined and you're like, what did I miss? Most of it, but you can catch it on YouTube. We got you covered. Let's see. Joan was wondering about that hummingbird kit. Okay, so would that hummingbird kit be appropriate for elementary or for secondary? I'd say that'd be great for 3rd grade and up. So you've taught it many years in class.
Yes, many, many times I've done it with young kiddos and with big kids, but definitely 3rd grade and up. The thing that prevents it from being 2nd grade friendly is the fine motor skills it takes to plug things in. So what I've seen lots of 2nd grade or even 1st grade teachers do with this kit is they plug things in for the kids ahead of time. And even then, you can pull it back down to those grade levels really, really well, but it's definitely totally usable independently by a 3rd grader or up. Yeah.
And the reason we say or up, this is something that I love about almost all like microbit attach things, that it's easy enough for somebody with a 3rd grade reading level to be able to figure out. It's easy enough to attach that somebody with 3rd grade motor skills could do, but there's enough to do with it that this would be great in a high school ELA classroom, because it's simple enough that you don't have to spend 2 weeks learning how to code it, and you don't need fancy stuff. You're just going to use craft supplies to build with it, right? So could be great in that sort of cross-curricular way. I'd say that's for Coding Carnival, that's for Playful AI, that's for Hummingbird. The Farm Beats one I would say is middle school and up, just conceptually. But the other reason that one's like, 3rd grade and up is like, it's got this low floor, but this high ceiling, in that like, you don't have to use variables, but you can. You don't have to use arrays, but you can. You don't have to use radio frequency, but you can. And when you start layering these concepts on top of each other, you can build some pretty sophisticated projects with multiple motors, multiple LEDs, multiple different sensors, or you could stick with something simple, right? So it's like low floor, high ceiling. And what I love about these creative kits is like wide walls. Like there's a big shallow end there. So with just a motor, you could do a music project or a science project or a math project, or you could go a lot of different directions with it too. So any of those creative kits, which would be included in basically everything except for the Farm Beats course. The Farm Beats one is specific to agriculture, but the rest of them, they're going to be very flexible in that way.
Yeah, I think too, on like a teacher skill level, it's really good for everyone to be aware that all of these courses are going to be designed for someone who's never done this before and somebody who's done it a lot and is ready for something cool to do.
Yeah.
So we'll start on that low floor with all of you for any of our courses, and then we'll build up as we go so that by the time you're done with your 9 hours on screen and any of the other extra things that we have to offer you to get you to that 40-hour certificate, you'll feel really confident about this yourself, and then you'll feel good about taking it into your classroom with your students.
Yeah. We're here to meet you where you are so that you can meet your kids where they are. Yeah. Well, let us know if you have any other questions. Yes, everybody who signs up for the course gets all the hardware. So I don't know what you have. You don't have to tell me what you have. You don't have anything. I'm going to send you some. That's how we run our summer courses. Everybody who signs up gets hardware. If there's somebody who wants to purchase a seat in a course and they already have hardware, they have the option to purchase the seat in that course and not receive the hardware for $700 instead of $750. But if you're taking the sponsorship through the Infosys Foundation USA, everybody gets hardware. Do you not want it? I don't care. I'm sending you some. It's part of a system. You will get hard. Joan says, yeah, you got it, Joan. Oh, I'm so excited to learn with you again. It was really fun to learn during the spring semester. So come on back. Bye. See ya. All right. If anybody else has any questions, feel free to ask us in the chat. But if not, we'll go ahead and sign off here. Thank you guys so much for joining us today. We can't wait to learn with you this summer. So from me and Amanda Jean and Jordan and Matt and Dina the Turtle, we'll see you later this summer, everybody. Bye.